Hello. Let's edit stream info. Hey, Jason. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Yay, you can hear me. I'm making noise. Oh my god, I'm glad people can hear me now. That's awesome. Alright, let me get a link so that way I can let people know that I am live, because that is lame that I wasn't able to do that. And yes, you can hear me. Awesome. Now I just need to get my link. Oh god, where is it? Why am I not able to? Why is this so difficult? You know, I'm not good at this. This whole technology thing, to be honest. One of these days I'll be better at it, I promise. But today's not the day. So that one's not good. Alright, I just need to find my Twitch. I'm just glad everybody can hear me. That's all that matters to me. Come on. I have a lot of YouTube videos, but not a lot of Twitch. Okay, that's lame. Let's just do this. Go to Twitch. I don't know why that this is so difficult, but it is today. I'm more of a hardware guy. Let's put it that way. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Oh, come on. Okay, now I gotta watch my own commercial. But we'll get there. We're gonna get there, guys. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna pretend I'm not a boomer, even though I am. So, for anybody who did not listen to my gobbledygook message on YouTube, what I'm working on today is I'm going to be working on the 1K deck list. I'm actually Gen X, technically, because I was born in 79. But definitely have, when it comes to a lot of this type of stuff, I don't know. I just struggle bus with it, to be honest. And it's not the smoothest transition. Okay, I'm live on Twitch now because I suck at technology. And spelling. There we go. All right. At Thunder. There you go. Bam. Okay. We got it. We're there, boys. We got a chat. I can see what y'all are doing. Yeah, I'm definitely not a software guy. It's like, I don't know. I like tinkering on the hardware. But anyway, I digress. So I don't get too off here. So what we're doing is I'm working on my Reddit post for the 1K deck submissions from the contest. All right. And with that, I will be I got about 50 decks that are eligible to go on the site, and of those 50, about 30 of them are like the primers are nice enough, they're not over budget, they're blah 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 to be eligible for the prize. Okay, so that's like way more than I thought I was going to get. Like, if I'm being honest, I got a total of 68 decks. I still have like 6 more I actually have to look at. They kind of snuck in after I got done looking at decks yesterday. And you probably should, Jesse. Probably. And so what I'm going to do is, instead of just giving away a Force and Egg, which I'll announce that on Friday because I have till the 17th. That's part of the original post. Is I'm going to give away a Demonic Tutor. I'm going to give away a Vamp Tutor, a Wood of Foothills, and a couple of the Budget Brews Guild of Drake tokens. Because I got such a good response that I feel that as an appreciation, should give a little more than what was initially advertised. I inspired it. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of trying to just organize myself a little bit so that way I can basically be able to work on my post. I'm not exactly the most organized person on the planet, in case you ain't noticed. Like, I'm good at helping people make decks. I have some thoughts on things that sometimes are kind of okay. But this whole, like, streaming thing, like, and content and all this shit, not my strong suit. Jesse, thanks for the follow. Thunderous, thanks for the follow. See? Not good at those things. But we're gonna get there. You know what I mean? Alright, what's your question? You inspired me to talk to others about the other stick finger mods, about DMing mods, about making an update on stick fingers, because Razyard has changed to the Razcat version of stick. 1K Magda is great. Okay. So. I mean, it's on here. I'm gonna add it to the site. I'm just trying to kind of organize myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Jesse, kind of like how we were talking about with Godo. Like, my 1K Godo list, I would feel fine playing it in, like, a shop or something with, like, a non-proxy, like, in a non-proxy meta. Like, obviously. I mean, even though I own all the cards, I'm just saying, like, I would not feel, you know, like hard up about it. Yeah, the problem with Crypt is, like, it's $200 now. Like, if it was $100, I can squeeze it in, but we're not. Okay, so just to kind of get everything sorted out a little bit. So the next deck I'm gonna add it's an Arden and Rograk list. So there were 2 submitted. One of them was a Hate Bears deck that really wanted to lean on the combat. And like, that's just not what you want to do with Roger or with this. Like, it's not. It just doesn't hold up as well. You know what I mean? So, my thought was, so somebody else kind of later had submitted. Luca's like really nice with this. So Luca Transmogrify, and Reality Scramble all allow you to just pay 4 mana, 5 mana, and turn Rograk into Godo with your Arden in play, and you kill people. Like, that's what this deck wants to do. So the other person had submitted, like, had a bunch of Hate Bears in it, still had Godo, but like, once you remove the ability to leverage Luca and leverage the Transmogrify and Reality Scramble, you kind of lose like the main advantage of the deck, because you start flipping into a bunch of like random creatures. Like, they had a bunch of other like 4-drop creatures, so even if they sacked Arden or Roger, they were gonna flip into like even Mindsensor and stuff. So like, actually, that's like a good example of a deck that didn't make it onto the site versus a deck that did. So like, this deck is gonna make it because it's a very streamlined, very optimized version of. Right? Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no tools once you add 9 other creatures to the deck to get your win con. So their main plan was to do manual beats with Roger and Arden, which, while is a thing that can exist, is not a thing that I personally feel is effective. And that's kind of gets me into the second thing with the decks that we're adding. So I'm going to wholeheartedly admit that this section of the site is editorial based. So what that means is that the decks that make it versus the decks that don't are purely on my opinion. And while opinions aren't necessarily data driven, so therefore they can be flawed, but it's not like I don't have empirical evidence that a deck is good or bad. I only have my own intuition, my own experience, and things like that. So why I'm bringing this up right here with this particular deck versus the other version with all the Hate Bears is that the person who submitted the other Arden and Roger deck obviously feels, oh shit, thanks for the raid, guys. Thanks for the raid. Oh man, oh boy, now we're getting all kinds of, oh boy, thanks guys. So where I'm going at with this is that, so like the person who submitted that other Arden Roger list. Oh, nice, dude. I'm glad Thar got the wins, boss. That's killer. So where I was going at with this was that the other person probably plays that list and probably does fairly well in their own meta with it. But when we're looking at like a broad, like a site that's going to like do broad representation, like that's a very atypical stance on that deck. And I personally feel, from my own experience and in my opinion, that a Arden Roger deck full of a bunch of Hate Bears that can't find Godo can't really combo its way into the game. Because the thing is like all of the whole like suit up Roger, suit up Arden attack for commander damage is like fine, but that's fine as a plan B. Like that probably shouldn't be your plan A, especially on paper. Like you're like at best, even if you make Roger or Arden a 2021 with all of the equipment in the deck, you're still gonna, that's still 3 combats to kill people. Like, that's a long time in cEDH. A long time. So this deck made the cut. That deck didn't. I was just kind of illustrating this as an example. So since we just got a bunch of people joining, I will kind of go over this again. What I'm doing is I'm just making a doc that will allow me to just all of the decks that I am adding to the website. In fact, anybody, I'm going to drop this link right here. If people want to take a look while I'm updating, they can. Hopefully I did not screw that up and they can't edit it. It should be set as viewer only, I believe. But I just want to double check. So, okay, cool. Thank God. All right. So I was just kind of going over. I had 2 decks that were submitted of the same commander. One that made it, one that didn't. And then I'm also wanted to let everybody know that we're going to have more prizes than just a Force of Negation. We're going to have a Demonic Tutor, a Vamp Tutor, Wood of Foothills, and I'm going to do a couple of the new... two of the new Gilded Drake tokens that I just got reprinted with the Budget Brews logo on the back. And yeah, you definitely should submit, because I would like to actually maintain less lists. I would like more people in the community to have lists than me. Like, if you look on the site, predominantly the lists are me. And I'd rather that not be the case. Alright, so let's get this copy. Let's get this first one up here. Oh, I guess so. Alright, well. Oh, that's not what we're doing. Put the link in. Get the commanders. Yes, the list is called Reverse Cowgirl, y'all. Because people like to be funny in 2022. It's actually pretty good. I like it. It was kind of yuck. It was kind of funny. I like the yucks, that's for sure. Alright, so we got that. Alright, there we go. We got one more added. Thar Minsboo. You know, I'm sure they will. Like, they're not, it's like, it's not, they're $1,000 lists. Like, they're just designed to kind of be a bridge between the 750 and the budget list. So they're going to have cards in them that aren't necessarily optimal. It's more, a lot of these lists are more of a matter of like choosing. Yes. Did I put it in twice? Did I? Oh, you're right. I sure did. Okay, thank you. I got sidetracked by my own stuff. Well, let's just remove that. Let's unlink it and delete it. All right. I'll get organized again. All right. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Arden. I already got the Arden. I got well, that's awkward. Tavesh Kadama. Well, we're just gonna do our best. Hopefully I don't screw this up too bad. I feel like I'm gonna, but you know. All right, good night, Jesse. Thanks for catching that. I am probably gonna like, this is why I gave myself a week to do this, so that way I can have somebody proofread and make sure I didn't do something like, you know, add the same list like 15 times, like shit like that. I'm just kind of, you know, like just kind of. Thanks for the follow, Surreal. Just not good at this, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so self-conscious today. I just am. We'll just call it that. How's that sound? But I got a lot of really good lists. Like, I was just taken aback, to be honest. Like, really, really, like, very pleasantly surprised. I was expecting to get, like, a decent turnout, but I wasn't expecting, like just to get like 50 lists that were... I liked it, Jason. It was a good list. Like, you've come a long way as a deck builder, kid. Especially since I first met you. Like, you've come a long way, dude. Like, a long way. And I want you to know that. Like, I don't just say that. It's true. I mean, you've grown a lot. Like... And, like, that's not like me just saying that to say it. Like, it's true. Like, honestly, like, you'd be surprised at the, like, amount of people that I have seen, like, over the years just grow as a deck builder versus how they were when I first met them. You know? Jason's a good example. And, like, that's kind of what I like. Like, that's what I like about what I do. Is that I can help somebody navigate that. I guess I could be dropping these in chat, huh? Sure. I'll drop them in chat. Just kind of as I'm going. I'm just going to drop the list as I'm adding them in chat for everybody, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have a better plan. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad, dude. You're another one. Like, you just came right along, man. I remember that Thar list when I first saw it. That was a little rough. It was rough, man. But we got there. Like, I just, like, yeah, MLD and stacks. That's right, man. God, yeah, just that was the plan before. It really was. And the whole Gruul server was like that. Honestly, they're not like that anymore. Like, surprisingly. I'm every time I go in there, I expect I have to, like, I the chainer list is nice. Yeah. It's pretty good. But anyways, every time I go in the Gruul chat or in the Gruul Discord, I know I'm not down there much. And I scroll through and I look. And people are talking about, like they're still talking about stacks and the MLD and stuff, but they're talking about it in a way that's effective for situations. They're not just trying to jam a bunch of, you know, Armageddons, as many Armageddons as they can, and then wondering why they died at Dockside, right? So it's just, oh boy, did I just delete my own thing? I sure, guess what? I didn't delete it, but I yeah, that's okay. Marin. All right, so next is going to be Marin of Clan Meltoth. I'm also kind of just, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to. Yeah, people. Yeah, exactly. Like, people aren't playing all of the bajillion dollar the bajillion mana spells anymore. Like, they're just playing what they need to play, and not just playing a bunch of. Because, I mean, when Two Hand Touch made that list, like, it was a way different meta, for real, than it is now. It's not. It is nowhere near like it was then. I mean, I'll be honest. Most of these 1K lists look more tuned now. Yes, the Gruul server is in the Commander's library. Yeah, you're right. I mean, sure, Thar's still even now not like the tier 1 meta deck or whatever. But it has a plan, and it can do stuff, and it's effective, and it's not just rolling around trying to just, I don't know. But what I was going to say was, I mean, even these 1K lists, compared to what decks looked like when Thar came out, like, Commander has come a long way over these years. So I'm just gonna drop these lists in chat as I add them to the doc. So if that annoys people, please let me know. But these are some nice lists. These will all be published. These will all be added to the website in some fashion. Right, exactly. It is pretty decent into Karkashima as well, because you will kill them really fast. Yeah, they all look super viable. Like, all of these lists are just really good. Like, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. Most of the time when I get lists, they're a reasonable, like, portion of the time. They're kind of, and this really kind of kicked things into high gear. Like, if this keeps up, I might have to get some extra help instead of just being an army of one, you know? Like, because really, I'm the only one that, like, Crush made the website and put in hours and hours of work, and he maintains the architecture and the structure of it. And he does a really great job. It looks really nice. And he updates that a lot. But as far as, like, managing all the content, that's what I do. So I'm the one who, like, scours all the lists and does all of the, I just do all the basically the data entry. Basically, I do all the bitch work, because I don't know how to build a website. And he built the website, and he does put in a lot of work, and he keeps it up to date, and he makes sure it's hosted. And whenever there's a tech issue, he is very responsive. I mean, this would not exist without him. Just so y'all know, because he is the one who actually built it. And I had a Google Doc, or like a spreadsheet with, like, some lists on it, but he really was the one who built the old site. He built the new one. He showed me how to even put the lists on, like, because I didn't even know how to do that. Yeah, Crushfield, man. Crushfield. Like, he's really the backbone. Super nice guy. And could not have made this happen without him. TRS, thanks for the follow. I think I missed that. Yeah. And to be honest, really my biggest problem that I actually have with this competition is that I have, like, multiple commanders where I got, like, 4 or 5 really good versions of the deck, and I can't put up 5 versions of the same deck, like, unfortunately. So yeah, so that's gonna be a little tough, to be honest, but we'll make it work. we'll do our best. We'll make it work. I got a lot of Minsk and a lot of Rocco because I kind of feel that like other people have kind of found out. What I found out is that playing non-blue decks, you get a lot more bang for your buck. Like Rocco is a good one to have because it. I think I dropped that one. Yes, there are 2 min stacks on the dock. There's going to be multiple min stacks on the dock. There will also be multiple Roccos on the dock. So this is me just making my first list of like the decks that made the cut and the ones that didn't. And then I'm going to have to pare down like which one of the 4 or 5 Roccos I got is going to make it. Which of the 4 or 5 mints that I got are going to make it. Like I got a couple of Heliods, like a couple other ones. And yeah. So actually, I need to go back up and edit this one. So this is Minsk number 1. Apply. Minsk number 2. Thanks for catching that. Because I want to differentiate, like, you know what I mean? I got multiples of both, actually. Oh, no Gruul Minsk got submitted. I thought I saw one. Somebody did. I just haven't gotten to it. It's there. I think I got multiple Gruul Mints too. They're further down in the dock. So, but yeah, I just got a lot of. So this one was a little bit interesting. I was kind of like torn on the list. Just to kind of, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a Dimir consult list. So, like, it's not. Yeah, there are 2 versions of the Gruul Minsk. I think I personally prefer the Vast Combo build, but it may not be as like strong as I think it is. To be honest, I don't know. I'm also not I'm much better at like tuning an idea or taking something that's established and making it like kind of like what I did with Thar, like what I helped you do with Thar, where I gave the old boy a shoe shine and cut his hair, and you know what I mean. Kind of did that. Okay, so here's Jason's list, which is good. It's a nice list, dude. You did great with it. So, for everybody in the chat, there we go. So there's that. So if I'm rambling too much, just let me know. I figure anybody sitting in this chat wants to hear me ramble anyway, or at least doesn't mind it, because I'm just kind of rambling. To be honest, if I wasn't live, I probably would just be putting this off till next week and then not do my due diligence like I should. Okay, fair. Crossfire, I thought yours made it in under the gun. Didn't you? Yeah, which list did you submit? Circara? Well, okay, I guess you guys are here for the Ramblin'. Okay, fair. No, it's on the 11th. Fuck. Sorry, man. I don't know how I could not have given anybody more lead time, dude. Sorry, boss. I'm sure once I look at the list, it'll probably go on the site. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I see it. Just came through at 11. Yeah, so I have a Google Doc that like populates with everything, and your timestamp is at 23:28 on today. So sorry, boss. No force and egg, but it doesn't mean it won't go on the site. It just means you're not eligible in the contest. Is the thing. If that makes sense. All right, there we go. So, sorry, man. Did I get your... I don't know... Which Boros list did you submit and which Orzhov list did you submit? Because if you submitted two... So the contest rules were... For the contest was one submission per person. Hard cap of... Yes, I did get Boros list and I got Orzhov list, and I am working my way down. So I just posted the. All right, now I lost my my spot. Let me collect myself here. Go back up to Tordov, or however you say that name. He's Oswald. Here we are. All right. And then we got... I did. I did get some Orzhov lists. I did get a couple of... Yeah, I got a really nice... So I got two Arden and Roger lists. One of them I really liked. One of them I really didn't. I was kind of rambling about it earlier. One Argentana was just the reality scramble planeswalker, and then the planeswalker guy that you flip Arden into, or you flip Tana into Godo. And then the other version was like a Saxy Hate Bears list, which was like a little like, I don't know, kind of seemed like it was kind of against the whole point of the deck. Yeah, Luca. So this deck here, this one I just posted, the Oscar, like, this seems pretty neato because it gives you instant speed lines to play Oracle at instant speed and Dimir, which is kind of nice. Okay. Oh, come on. I kind of feel like I need like 15 monitors, to be honest. Like, I like literally just don't have enough monitor space. And I have two 27-inch screens, and I still feel like I don't have enough real estate. Like, that's what's weird about, like, when I'm streaming. Yeah, the instant speed Doomsday. Yeah, it's pretty slick. I like it. I like when I first looked at the list, I was like, "What?" And then just kind of as I kind of spent a little more time looking at it, I was like, "Oh, well, that makes sense." It just took me a couple of minutes. Because a lot of times, like, I mean, when I'm looking at these new commanders, like, a lot of times, it's the first time I'm looking at them. And I'm got about 5 minutes to make my mind up what we're doing, which is what it is. That's why it's an opinion. And you know, I could be wrong. You say that till you're on stream and you got 500 windows open and you're like I'm thinking about getting another. I've got another iMac up in the closet that I should just connect and go with 3 monitors. I could do it. I got it. Yeah, I've got two 27-inch iMacs, but the problem is, like, I've got one screen all taken up by this right here, and then I've got all the stream windows, the spreadsheet, like all the stuff kind of in between. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe my window arrangement just isn't very good. I don't know. Yeah, I could probably work on that. I don't know. Who knows? Just. No. Well, so I've got like 4 or 6 Chrome tabs going. I've got my spreadsheet. I've got my doc. I've got the broadcast software. I've got Twitch going because I need the chat, and I got Discord up because just that's kind of how it works. So, yeah, we're good. Okay. So, all right. So here's a here's a 1K Krark list. This was nice. Beyond the Machina did a really good job on it. I really liked it. It's like coin flip supreme. Thar will kill that. That's for sure. That is the nice thing about Thar. The Thar does not kill Winota, unfortunately, which is sad. Winota really puts a hurting on Thar because Winota just builds a better board faster. Even with like power, like doing turbo Thar. But yeah. I actually somebody in my local play group. She her name's Sarah, and the first time I met with her and her husband Jason, they're both really great people, good players. She had Thar built, and then she realized, but then she didn't want to play it because she realized like I was one of the curators of the list. And I'm like, but why wouldn't you want to play it? Like, I mean, if you want to play the list, just play the list. Like, it's a good list. And first off, I know you're learning, so it doesn't matter what deck you're playing. Like, you need to learn. And I can help you learn it. Because, I mean, I know the list pretty well. And I also have my own version. So, it was just kind of one of those little moments. Alright, so I got the Krark. We got a Najeela. Okay, here. This is a good Najeela list, too. Eco did a really good job on this. See, that's my problem. Every list is good. Like how do you... Good night, Jason. How do I pick a winner when every list is good? Like, that's a good problem to have. You know what I'm saying? To be honest. No thoughts there. So, I don't know. Anybody got any questions about anything? I'm kind of just trying to, not bore everybody to death, but also at the same time, like, do data entry with some company. Because it's much more when I got people staring me down, then it kind of allows me to focus a little better. Like, even though it seems like I'm not, the problem is that if I didn't have you all here in in chat, I would just wander off. I don't know. You got me on that one, man. I'm stumped. Crossfire. Oh boy, we got a bunch of emotes going. Yay, emotes. I need that. Oh god, no. No. Hey guys, I got Jamaica to even like write more than a sentence on a primer. I think you all should be proud of me for that one. That's kind of a personal win for me. Like the fact that I got Jamaican to actually write more than 2 sentences down. He wrote like 6. He wrote 1 to 6, but I'm giving him shit if he happens to catch this. I will not be coming to Punt City or Oktoberfest. I might be able to make it to Oktoberfest. I'm not sure on that. I am planning. I'm going to Columbus for sure, because that's my birthday, and I can't go to Punt City because that is my wedding anniversary, and I will be on vacation with the most loveliest woman in the world, my wife, Gretchen. And as much as I love nerds, honestly, she's nerdier than most nerds. She does like school a lot, so it's like being a nerd with like a purpose. I kid. I mean, she is nerdy, and she's actually really good at school. But point is the weekend of Punt City, I will be on a extended on an extended trip with her. And then as far as as far as the Oktoberfest, I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but I thought I had something like I'm planning. Like I book out like, dude, I'm booking into November already, just because of the way that because of work and stuff. Like I just have to book out that far. Like there's just no way around it, and I try not to, but. So I like work at like a university hospital, and like most of the people on my team have all been working there for 10 years, and they get like 22 hours a month of paid time off. So every 2 months they can take a week off work and still accrue like hours. Like it's insane. So all the lifers in my department basically take off like every Friday and every Monday, like forever. And I'm just like so much so that like people will limit how many Fridays and Mondays people can take off back to back. It's kind of incredible, to be honest. And so who knows? So, like, I have to, like, get in before they do. Which pretty much puts me, like, as soon as, like, there'll be 9 people trying to get off on Christmas. Alright, we got a Magda list, boys. We got a good one, too. Jesse did a great job on Magda, by the way, if you're still... No, don't do that. Refresh. Here we go. Copy. Good old Lamo. I'm sure this is super exciting for everybody. Watching me drop deck lists into chat and ramble and put things on a document. So, unfortunately, no winner will be announced today, but this will give you guys a good idea of like who's kind of made the cut. In fact, for anybody who's no, it is not. Switch to the Magda list is not $37 over. It is at $8.90. No Gale. Gale. Higher. What's Gale? Why does that sound familiar? Why am I not? Oh, it's. Well, first off, I'm. Calm down, buddy. Like, did you even submit it to the form, like to the contest? And for one, like, I'm just adding everything that's gonna get added to the site, and your Gale list is nice, and it's gonna go up. I just haven't gotten it into the. I'm just working off the spreadsheet first. I know you're a rebel. Could you just put it in there so it doesn't get lost in the paperwork, though? Because I did just get 70 deck lists in, like, the last 2 days. Even if you put it in the... Right, but that's just, like, the normal submission form. It'll timestamp it. It'll be fine. No, I looked at the list. He gave it to me yesterday. It's really nice. I just haven't... I mean, I've been kind of, a little preoccupied. I literally, yesterday, I reviewed 55 lists. By myself. Like, that's a lot. Well, I mean, it's kind of like I'm yes, I can, yes, I don't know how, but yes. And they've basically been reviewed. I'm going to need help figuring out who the hell's going to win, to be honest. Like, you know me, Higher. I'm not good at knowing what kind of help I need. I just kind of trudge along here, boss. And just do the thing. Like, to be honest, I have no... I feel like I've put this one in already. Did I not? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, I yes. I probably spend about 25 hours a week working on this bullshit. Like, yes, I could use some assistance. I just don't know what that, like, yeah. So I've got most of the list reviewed. Honestly, I could probably use some help fucking inputting all of them into the website, because it's gonna be a lot. A lot. And we can... I'm gonna talk to Crush about getting a couple more people who can maybe do that. I just haven't... We haven't gotten it all worked out. I don't know. Honestly, I you're like the third person who's asked me today, and I'm just like, well, I just didn't even think about it until you just asked. So I don't have a better answer there. But yes, I think that getting some help. Good, thank you. Actually, I'll see it when I get to the bottom. I'll see it when I get down there. I don't want to lose my place again. But I'm... You know, I just don't... I need to. I do. I do need to. I just don't know. Like, honestly, half the time I don't even know what I need. I just know it's like, oh, I've got, like, 10 hours worth of website work to do, and just half the time I just need fucking somebody to like sit here with me while I'm doing it, so that way I actually do it. So that's part of it. That's why I'm streaming tonight. It's just like, so that way I got some people to kind of keep me company and, you know, like work, like talk to and just kind of chill with while I'm doing this. Because it kind of just helps me keep focused. Even if I'm like saying the same fucking sentence over and over again. Which I kind of feel like I am, but who knows? So this pod list that I just dropped in chat is, so I know I've been kind of bah humbug on pod for a while now, and the new Vivian really, like, it doesn't answer every problem, but goes a long way to like give it a nice clean win con that will like play under all the stacks. So like one of the big problems with pod before was you want to play like a bunch of null rods. I mean, I can say it louder, but then I might blow your eardrums out. The new Viv is nice. I like it. And what's really good is Tana, pods, or Timna, pods. Like, it's literally just like with Birthday where it just sets up the whole combo. Yeah. And like, you got all the black tutors now, so you can just go find her. Like, it's not even that difficult. Am I being too loud? Is that... Are we calling this Uncle Daddy ASMR? Is that what we're doing? Well, I hope I'm not blowing out your eardrums, because if I am, my bad. I'll turn my volume down. But anyway, so this new Viv, right? Uncle Zaddy, that's right. This new Niv it works under all the stacks because it doesn't get hit by anything. And since you got all the black tutors, so it just gives you everything that pod wanted. You know what I mean? Like hardcore. Sure, it costs a little more mana, but it doesn't cost mana to keep activating. So to set up the combo before, you had to pay 2 life you had to pay 2 life in 3, then you had to pay 2 life in 1. And then you had to pay another 2 life in 1 to set it all up. So you're still paying... So it's 1 more mana total investment. Versus, like, you're paying 5 for pod versus 6 for Vivian. But you're not paying the 6 life, which may or may not be relevant. But you can play on your null rods now. You can play under your collector oof and still execute a game plan, which is one of the reasons why I've been touting like hipster stacks so much lately, is because it can do that. And being able to I personally feel that being able to effectively play under your stacks is a big thing that you want. Oh, no, don't do that. Is a big thing that you want, and especially in a non-blue stack, because you don't want to remove the stacks to try to win, because then you just unlock everybody, and you don't want to. Then that shoehorns you into not playing the most effective stacks. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm gonna put this up on question. I don't play it a lot. I've never found it to be that great, but it's a thing. It does stuff. So, all right, guys. So now I'm not complete. There's a section. I have a block of lists that are not going on the site. So I want to discuss one here. I mean, I think it's fine. Like, I'm not... I don't like it because it hurts me more than it hurts the NOS decks. It hurts me... Or, not NOS decks. It hurts me when it hurts the Dockside decks. Because, generally, like, even if I'm playing it on turn 1, every land I play after that's coming into play tapped. And I'm already slower than those guys. And I just don't feel that Root Maze hinders my opponents more than it hinders me. Because I have a couple of like ideologies that I like to follow with stacks. I generally operate under the assumption that anytime I deploy a stacks piece, it's going to hinder 3 players and help 1. So I try to play things that always help me and only hinder my opponents. Good example, even Mind Sensor. It's asymmetrical, so it doesn't stop me from doing stuff, it just stops them. You know, it's one of the reasons why you don't see me play a lot of Rule of Laws, but I'll play the one that, you know, for creatures. That does all the not, you know, the one drop that does for one non-creature per turn. Right? And because I play like in like Thar or even Bloodpot, I play like 40 something creatures. So it's like I'm just jamming all my dudes all day long. You know what I mean? Yeah, deafening silence. So here's one that does not make the site. This is what a list looks like that does not make the site. So this is a neat list. It is a fun list. It's a able and faceless one. Okay? So when I looked at this list, I get it that like the guys like the commander, the Abdel, the Adrian is a good like World Gorger. But the problem is the background that they picked with it. For starters, is like the most egregious, most obvious issue. So they're picking a background that literally just gives them colors. Doesn't have any other purpose. Hey Sean, what's up, boss? So like this list doesn't, like this background doesn't give them any real advantage other than the colors. There's other blue backgrounds that they could have picked from. Like, I don't know exactly what they all are. Right, exactly. Yeah, why not pick that one? Or why not just pick any other blue background that does anything relevant? Because I don't know what they all are. And then that way you can like have something more optimal. Then when you go and you get down here and you start looking around, they're not on like a super effective game plan. You know what I mean? So this is like, and then furthermore, the list doesn't have a primer. So like, I got a reasonable amount of lists like this that didn't have primers. Were just kind of like all over the place, not very well optimized. I'm sure that they play them to relatively good effect in their meta. They're kind of missing some obvious staples. Like, this is a 1K list that still has $140, $160 left in its budget. It's not on a Chromox. It is on Mana Crypt, but it's not running Chromox. It's not running Mox Opal. It's running a Grin Monolith. Like, isn't running a Jeweled Lotus, but their commander costs 5. Has no free interaction at all. Just kind of... And is also running a Azorius Chancellery. For what looks like really no actual benefit. Other than it just being a land that comes into play tapped and puts you down a land drop. In a format where that is so quickly paced, you will die before you... Sean, you did? Congrats, boss. Hell yeah, dude. You've been tearing it up lately. Good for you, man. What did you play today? Did you play your Hulk deck? Alright. So let me get through. I just kind of wanted to point that out as an example. So I've got a relatively decent amount of lists that fall into that category. All right. And then oh. So now we get into the section where these lists aren't like hard adds to the website. Oh, you played Rock. Oh shit. Yo, drop that Rocco list. I want to see this. I want to see what you played. Because I'm kind of at the part where, like, so I have to go over a couple of lists first, and then I also have to, I'm kind of done with the actual, like, these are all the lists that does not seem like enough lists. I feel like I've missed some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can I ask you know what? Speaking of help, can I have a favor here? Copy. I feel like I miscounted lists. Do I have like 48 lists here? Is that 40? Is that what 48 deck lists look like? Because that doesn't look like 48 deck lists to me. It looks like I skipped a bunch. I almost feel like a real fucking turd if I did. All right, let's see what you got here, Sean. Let's look at this. All right. Congrats, Sean. All right, let's see what we got here. So, okay, so you've got obviously you got Kiki. No Cloudstone Curio. That's surprising. What was your thoughts on that? Why did you not run Cloudstone? Because I know that was kind of one of the the combos with it. And then you do have the food chain. This looks good, man. Thunderclap. Nice. That's a good one. And I understand why you're not on SWAT, because you're not. So I have 35 lists. You know what? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 10 that are like possible. So 35 is the for sure going on. And then I have like 10 more that are kind of like, And then I have 8 that I need to review. So I will start. Well, it's still a good. Deke did a good job. Yeah, I was talking to Deke about it. He just found that the Cloudstone lines weren't as strong as he wanted them to be. Nice tender shoot. Was that you or is that Deke? Is that Sean Spice or is that Deke Spice? It's a nice list, man. All right. So, you guys ready for some freshies that I have not reviewed yet? So, speaking of Abzan, we have an Abzan Hulk list that I am going to put on screen. Oh, Toski is you. So here's the Abzan Hulk. This was submitted by Arch. Let's see what we got for primer. We have a really solid primer here. We've got a solid and obvious Hulk package. We've got the lesser Mastercore pile. Zulport Cutthroat, LRW, Body Snatcher. Hits all the things. And it is $9.93. It's got a good tutor suite. It's got a solid interaction suite. We've got a non-creature based sack outlet, which is a good idea. Not quite sure what the blind obedience does, but okay. That might just be like a stacks piece. Good. I'm glad Karna's back in. I've been playing Karn and Godo, and it's a beast. I do like... Sean, look at this. This is a cute little non-creature, this is some cute tech. Dark Privilege from... Oh, shit. My screen is, like, super blown up. Sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. I fixed it. This is some good tech here, Sean. Dark Privilege gives creature, and then you can just sack a creature to regenerate a creature. So you can like throw it on like something, and then just dodges removal, or sacrifice the Hulk to it. That's actually pretty slick. I like that. Got your Necromancy. The mana base is pretty good. Like there's no like completely like there's no I would play every lane in this deck. The spread looks good. Like they don't have a hard time. Yeah, that is a cute one, isn't it? I like it. That's pretty slick. But like this is like every list I've been getting is like this. It was just yeah. It's crazy. So so this list is going on the, like, so I got to make my notes real fast so I don't forget. So it's $9.93. Add to site. Possible finalist. And then my notes are good list. Good primer. No obvious omits. I think that's it. And they made the deadline. And they're all set. So we're gonna add that one. But yeah, like legit, man. Just like every list has been like this. I just like most of my lists have been really nice. Have been really good. Very few lists have been like that Azorius list with like no like commander. This is not legit. I mean, it does look like legit Vocals list, and it's probably based off of legit Vocals list. In fact, do they reference it? They don't reference like what it's based off of. But yeah, no, they just did a good job. Like, no arguments there. The next one is a Malcolm Breaches list, which I will also drop in chat. Bear with me for one moment, folks, as I am not the best at this. Copy and paste, and let's do a little reviewing. So this is by Jovlino. Primer's a little to be desired. Very minimal, and they don't go over stuff great. List looks like a pretty standard Malcolm Breaches list. It is a little under budget at $8.25, which I do need to make a note about that. 25. So this is a list that I would add to the site, but I wouldn't consider like a finalist list. Because while the list itself is good, they really just kind of didn't really like and then they're also like pretty significantly under budget as well. Like they have $175 that they could put into this list to kind of increase the speed or the consistency in some manner. I don't expect the list to be like right on the money. I just think that the gap should be a little bit. Probably, honestly, what happened is they probably have their default set to Card Kingdom, because a lot of times if you switch over to Card Kingdom, it will increase the price of the list by about 20%, which is probably about what that is. But the list looks solid, and they've got all of the necessary parts. Like they've got the Imperial Recruiter. They've even got the Drifting Phantasms to make sure they can get the Glenhorn, which is a good touch. Like a lot of people forget about that. They made sure to play. Like they have so few tutors that they went out of their way to make sure that they got them in, which is always like a good sign. Pardon me. Ordawara is in the list, yes. So a couple of the cards that I would add to kind of help increase the like deck speed is, since I know I'm going to be making a ton of treasures, I would probably add Mox Opal, because I'm already on Dockside. I'm on Facebreaker. I have Malcolm in the command zone. I would also probably add. I'd probably add Mox Amber, and I would also probably add Mox Opal, and probably an Ancient Tomb, to be honest, to help me get Malcolm and Breaches out earlier. But like that's kind of my biggest gripe. I also probably would add a Misdirection to this list also, because you want some free. Yeah, I mean you're not on a ton of like legendary creatures, but you're trying to power out a Niv, and you've got like you've got two legendary creatures in the 99 in the form of Kedis and Niv, but then your commanders are 3-drops, a 3 and a 4, so you're gonna power them out pretty fast, especially with all the treasure production. So I think that Amber will be a good way to kind of help speed the deck up a little bit. But again, like that's kind of nitpicky, I think, for a 1K list. And it does have mag. Yeah, it's got Magda too. Oh yeah, so you're right. It has 3 in the 99 or in the 98. And that kind of fills in that. It's $40. So I mean, for 100, like if they added the Opal, which is like 60, if they added the Amber, which is like 40, that puts them in the 925. And then if they added the Ancient Tomb, that's about 60. Like that puts them at about 980, I think, 975. Still gives them a little breathing room, but also allows them to like significantly. Like, that doesn't seem like a lot, but like that's where you start getting into the difference between like that's why I stop at 1K, because once you start getting past 1K, you really start getting to the point where like your optimization path starts being like individual cards, because everything starts being over $50. So you're talking like adding one $50 card, and then another $50 card, and then a $60 card, all the way up till you start getting to the point where you're starting to like, okay, well now I need to add $100 card, a $200 card. I need to add Force of Egg. I need to add Force of Will. I need to add Mana Crypt, stuff like that. And the cards that people, first time viewer, it is a Mana Crypt value. I would personally prefer Thunder to spread that cost around a little bit, so that way I have more access to the ability to have more avenues of accelerant. Like if you add a Mana Crypt to a deck, especially like $180 is 20%, almost 20% of the budget. Whereas if you could add 3 cards that could act the same while overall, I just think it would help like round the deck out a little better. Also, they probably should be on Spire of Industry with as much treasure production as they have in the deck, to be honest, and that's like $1 card. But that's just me. Mainly, they're not making the they're not prize eligible because this is kind of a pretty minimal primer, like minimal write up. Personally, like they don't really explain like how this works. They don't like that's pretty self-explanatory, but I don't know. Also, are they actually on Breach? Yeah, they are on Breach. They just, they're not, there's not a lot of detail there. Like, it's definitely good enough that if their list is so tight, they don't need that value. They can. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. So, all right. Let's add the Malcolm Breaches to the page, to the doc, so that way I can move on and stop rambling, because I have hemorrhaged listeners at best. I'm definitely talking past everybody's patience. Let's just put it that way. So. Apply. Network. I'm gonna make sure I got it right. I'm a little suspect. Okay. All right. So here's one. So here's a list I have not looked at yet, but I have to review. So this is a Seraphis list. It's a 1K Seraphis list. So all right, so we're looking. All right, so we have a pretty solid primer here. Definitely has a lot of words. I know that's not really like something to say about like, but notable inclusions, like they have a very, very good, like they're explaining why they're playing a lot of their cards. And then they're also explaining why they're not. So here we go. Initially, so I'm kind of curious. Here's the list for everybody. Here, You'll have to do an extra click to get it back to the list. But so what I'm real interested in is why are they not, so similar logic to, so here's, they're not running Razaketh and they're not running Oracle. So initially, it looks like the card is good. Would be a good reanimation target affiliate combo. However, after some amount of building, I realized I could not go in this direction without making sacrifice. Not deck making sacrifice. Seraphis is already running 3 reanimation targets that are nigh uncastable. Since I don't combo with it, the life loss is pretty relevant. You also aren't interested in playing any of the combo pieces that enable the win. It's also a hard time winning under rule of law effects, except, see, my rebuttal to that is if you play the creature-based rule of law effects, you can sacrifice them to the Razaketh for tutors. Not only the combo pieces brick we don't have the other half, I recognize that this is a preference call, and I'm honestly unsure which version is better. On one hand, combo lines are probably easier to pilot and lead to faster wins, but I think Razaketh's version will be more fragile and inconsistent, budget or no budget. So here's the thing. I don't necessarily agree with that logic, but the simple fact that they took the time and the effort to formulate a plan, like formulate a reason, like behind what they're doing, and that it has reasonable logic, like they're able to like articulate why they're not playing. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, they obviously have played the deck and have enough experience with it to know where they're going. So I can't fault them for that, even if I disagree with it. All right. Similar logic to Razaketh. I don't want to draw cards that do little on their own. Requires you to hit both to work. I want to stick with the philosophy of consistency by reducing the number of bricks I open and increasing the number of live hands in my opener. Each half of the combo is a brick that I don't want to see early, and I would rather draw a looter effect. Okay. So, again, so combos don't align with deck building approach, and winning through dragging out the game and punching people in the face is equally viable. So what this is this is a win conless stacks build. That doesn't seem right. That can't be a win conless stacks build. So, all right. So sorry, I'm just kind of yeah. I'm trying to like kind of go over it a little bit because I haven't looked at this list yet. This was a late night submission. All right, so whenever one or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere, venture into the dungeon. This ability only triggers once each turn. Whenever you complete a dungeon, target creature card from your grave. Oh, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, and then what's the Undercity? I don't see. That's the problem with this, is I never can see that dungeon. I never know what that dungeon does. Also, I don't. So we've got a Yawgmoth in here, but not really. Yeah. So is this just like manually? Impossible to interact. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Thank you. Thank you, Crossfire, for everybody in the chat. Here we go. The Undercity. Can we expand that a little bit? Because that is kind of awkward. So, entrance, search your library for basically and reveal it, put it in your hand. And then scry, counters, player loses 5 life, make a treasure, goad, draw a card, make a 4/1 skeleton, and then Throne of the Dead 3, reveal the top 10 cards of your library, put a creature card from among them on the battlefield with 3/1 counters, gain sacrifice for shuffle. Okay. That doesn't. I'm lost here. Like, to be honest, like I'm this is not a list that I can. Like I don't really see. Stack plays like Bastard Love Child. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of soak in what he's trying to say. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, my mentality is that we want... Okay, so if you go through the dungeon quickly, then you can cheat a big creature out. Right, but, like, looking at the list, I don't really... Like, I don't see a way that he's doing that infinitely, or, like, doing it in a way... Like, that he's just, like, beyond just doing it manually. It's the problem. Like, that's the part that I'm missing. Tortured existence. Like... That's the thing. Alright, so pay 1, choose a discard creature card, turn target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So for 3 black, you can trigger the dungeon every turn. Is that the plan? Because that seems a little soft. Like, it's a really neat deck, but when comparing it against, like, a 1K Godo or, like, a 1K, like, Hulk deck, like the Abzan Hulk deck, it seems a little soft, especially, like what we're getting, like, Platinum Angels and Radiant Scholars and Thalias. Like, it just doesn't seem like a great plan. Like, at least for, like, super high power metas. Like, it and considering, like, this is a cEDH geared site, this doesn't seem like it's like a very, 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 like, a list that's not very cohesively designed to be played against something like the Abzan deck that I just posted a couple of minutes ago, or like the Oswald list I posted a little bit back. Like, this is just a little too slow. It's a little too far behind, and isn't compact enough to really get there like super consistently. Did a great job on the primer, and I'm sure that the pilot and the deck builder like is able to effectively leverage this deck. I just don't see it having really good replicatable results. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought too, but yeah. So we're gonna add some notes. So the list is 961. No site. No finalist. And then little feedback is that while primer is very well thought out and well written, deck list seems to lack effective tools to combat a cEDH meta, and seems to lack the ability to have replicatable results outside of original pilot. I think that's a pretty fair assumption. Like, I don't think it's super harsh, but I think it's pretty accurate. Next, this one should be pretty simple. Nothing exciting here, but it's a nice list. Copy. It is a Winota list. It did make it under. Made it under the radar, or under the deadline, shall I say? At 10:20, yeah, there was like a bunch of lists that just came in right at like 10:30. So again, we are at. This is 847 or 874. So this one's still got about $100 to add. Got a solid primer. Looks pretty good. It's even running a Rick, which is pretty nice. It's got a Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt. So one of the things with Winota to think about, especially on a budget, is that it's really, really, really important to be able to land Winota like as fast as possible, like turn 1, turn 2, like turn 2, like really turn, like if your hand can't land her turn 3, you absolutely should mulligan it. But you really just want a hand that will land her turn 2, if you can't manage to do it sooner. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. Yeah, by Ian. And then, I mean, he is borrowing from the budgetless primer, which, like, that's a thing. Like, it's good. At least he went to the source for it. I won't fault him for that. And he made sure to have the fast, like all the fat, like he allocated a very large portion of the budget to making sure that the high end fast mana is in the list. Like he's got the Jeweled Lotus, he's got the Crypt, he's got the Vault, the Ancient Tomb is in, like those Crystal Vein is in, like you can, like about the Simian Spirit God. Like the only thing I don't see is like a Rite of Flame. he is the definitive Winona person. And in fact, when I made my first budget Winona list, one of the things he was most adamant about was like, you need Jewel Lotus, you need that fast mana, even if you're cutting cards like Rick to get it, do it. I was like, okay, no problem, I can do that. I've got a few games on Winona, but I don't have like a ton. But yeah, like I mean, like I wouldn't be running, like, if my budget was so tight, like, oh, one of the 0 drops is like super expensive. It's like $6, and I was like, what? I think Memnite. See, that's another indication of like a good budget list, is that while Memnite is $6 and is in the budget list, it's not. It's like almost $7 that you can use to help you get something else that will improve the list more significantly. So it's knowing where to allocate that money. But this is a good list, so we're adding it, that's for sure. So let's do the linksies. There we are. Scroll up. Add Winona. So I will probably be streaming more. All right, Jesse. I mean, I've only got a few more to do, so like I'm probably gonna, maybe this might be like another half hour, depending on how much old man rambling I do. So add to site. Possible. Finalist. Good primer. Good deck. No obvious omits. All right. Let's see what we got next. All right, we got another Eureka deck. I got like 3 of them. Let's see what we got for Eureka. All right. So this is from Jesse. You already some. Oh no. Okay, this is your buddy. Your buddy's list. I'm assuming. So this is your Eureka build. Got Oracle. It's got most of the common, like, little dongers. We got Doomsday, which is a nice little touch. Yep. We're doing some extra turns things, which is kind of fun. I like Gush. I think that's a good budget kind of pinger. Only thing I would like to see in here that that's not in here is that new 15 drop creature with that has the black. It's like a 7/7 or something, and then the 13 is a cost reducer based on like life total or something. I think that would be a good one to add, especially in a deck like this where you're like going to 27 life in a cEDH deck is pretty easy to do, pretty consistently, honestly. I think I wouldn't be super sad. Like I honestly, I think that's kind of a missed opportunity there, because it's also, I don't think it's very expensive either. Also, not having Ledger Shredder, I think, is kind of a misnomer. I think that should at least be considered for the list. Snapcaster Mage is kind of cute. I don't know if I'm super down to clown with it, but you know, Cantrip Suite seems fine. The Dongers, like the Eureka flip deals some damage Suite seems okay. I'd like to see a misdirection in here. I think that's a really good, like, cheap budget kind of free interaction spell, free protection, kind of stuff like that. Also deals 5 damage. Cursed Totem is nice. It's a good ad. Don't know, like, I guess I'm not super high on these in Eureka, but some people are. I get it. Yeah, mana base looks looks solid. Only problem I see, and it's actually pretty significant, is there's not, like, there's a couple of fetch lands, but you're on 9 islands and 4 swamps, which literally cuts you off of Tainted Pact, unfortunately. And you still have another $110 to go. So I get that it's a Doomsday deck, but I would consider it pretty important to be able to just manual consult and not have to Doomsday and set up a pile, especially in a deck like this. So, like, where you have, like, the Doomsday as, like, the 1-card win con, and then you have Oracle Consult, like, kind of as your backup plan, and then you have your manual beats. So, to be honest, I feel that this list probably isn't great, especially at this budget tier. I think that if you're playing a Dimir deck and you're going to take the time to build a Tainted, like a Dimir deck should be on Tainted Pact, you should allocate funds for a Tainted Pact mana base, which could have been achieved very easily. I definitely, you play 1 basic of each, you play 1 snow basic of each, you run some fetches, like, sure, you play your Sunken Hollow, you play your Fetid Pools, so you have additional fetch targets, but just running so many, like, there's no way, like, this deck will not ever be able to cast the Tainted Pact to win without casting Doomsday first. And at that point, like, you could just win off the Doomsday, like, without the Tainted Pact. So the whole point of having the Tainted Pact with Oracle is to have, like, a redundant pile. So essentially, Tainted Pact in this build is just a way to kind of cycle, like, the top 5-6 cards. Maybe more. I don't know. But you're definitely not gonna have 9 islands removed from your deck without. So the list is neat. I like it. I think that, honestly, if that wasn't the case, I would probably consider it for the site. But that is kind of a missed opportunity, I guess you could say. God, what's the name of that new cost reducer creature? I can't think of its name. If there's anybody actually paying attention in chat, does anybody know the name of the new... I'll just look them up real fast. I'm just going to go to the Eureka mid-range list. I'm sure it's in there. Yeah, no Thieves Guild. God, what's the other guy's name? Yeah. The Ninja Suite's a little soft. God, I can't think of it. Anyway, yeah. All right, so there's that. So I've got 2 more decks to do. Actually, I lied. I have... Yes, I do, because the other one got sent to me yesterday. So this one is by Mr. Hire from Playing with Power. I have 2 lists to go through, but this one was submitted before the deadline. It just was submitted to me before the deadline. Because Hire's too cool to use forms. So this is a Gale of the Waterdeep Prodigy with Scion Hauser. You cast Gale, cast Demonic Consultation. Oh, cast Demonic Tutor, get Demonic Consult. Cast Consult, Gale Trigger. Cast Demonic Tutor, 4th Thassel's Oracle. Okay, so definitely going on the site. Definitely not prize eligible because the primer is very insignificant. Insufficient for kind of giving people, like, it gives people the basic lines, but it doesn't really go beyond that. It doesn't give any kind of context or anything. The list is really good, and I like the idea of being able to cast D-Tutor and then getting this value off of it and just setting it up as like a cast 1 tutor, win the game. Like, it's kind of nice, actually, like really nice. So the total budget is $842, and to site. No finalist. Great list. Inadequate primer. So let's add it to the thing. Copy. Making copies. Drop that there. And then we get the commanders and the commander in the background. And then the last one is, oh shit, nope. And the last one is Mr. Crossfire's list. Let's see what we got here. Now, this one was submitted before the deadline, so it is not eligible for the Force of Negation. Game plan, Sarna's Field, utilize burn spells, cast exile multiple cards off top of the library, attempting to dig into one of the deck's combos, manually burn opponents out to death. Combos, dual cast mage, twin flame, breach, grinding station, experimental frenzy, top, and Bergie. So, experimental frenzy is, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play the top card of your library. You can't play cards from hand. Okay. Pay 4. Destroy frenzy. Cool. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. See, this is what's great about mono red. You have a 1K list that has Joe Lotus, Mana Vault, Mana Crypt, Chromox, Mox Opal. Like, this list has got so much speed. I mean, it's really fast. Whenever the bolt or an instant or sorcery you control deals damage to an opponent, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So that's a nice card advantage engine. Yeah. So this one is not in the contest, but it will go on the site. Right, because I'm on TCG Player. I'm not um on whatchamacallit. Let me switch over to text. I mean, every card's showing a dollar amount. Yeah, if you switch over to TCG Player, it's generally cheaper on Moxfield versus Card Kingdom. Yeah, it's for some reason, I guess a lot of people didn't know that. I mean, you can still make swaps. Like, I don't see why you can't. Like, nothing's stopping you. Just because it, like, once it goes up on the site, it's not like the only difference was for the contest, I had to be a little more strict. Like, it's not like I'm, like, people can't submit decks. So, but yeah, add to site, no finalist. Okay, well, so that is the whole list of decks that are going on the site for sure, as well as a majority, or as well as, and then a majority of those are eligible for prizes. I am going to go back through and make an annotation later. I'm not going to do it right now because my brain's kind of fried, of which decks are actually like prize eligible, quote unquote. Basically, they kind of meet my arbitrary criteria, and then also more than I'm also going to be throwing out the extra prizes as well. So this is just so I can kind of help keep track of it. So everybody, thanks for kind of sitting here and letting me ramble for a few hours, and just kind of do the just kind of, I don't know, do the thing, I guess. Work on this. Oh crap. Did I? Oh man. Oh well. Okay. Anyway, I was just saying that basically, I'm done reviewing the last of the decks. I've got everything that is going to go up on the site, and everything that is, for sure going up on the site, and I will make a notation later, which ones are actually eligible for prizes based on my arbitrary criteria, and that, I hope, at least this was reasonably enjoyable for people. So, everybody, thanks again, and have a good night.